Break of this world's chain. We adore thee, whom all men love. Spotless, taking man's form. O purifier, thou art of the gnatly. Knowledge divine, not flesh. Thou whom the cosmos wears, a diamond at its heart. Let us look deep in thine eyes. They are bright with the wisdom of God that can wake us from my spell. Let us hold fast to thy feet, treading the waves of the world to safety. O drunk with love, God-drunken lover. In thee all powers of all yogas meet. Lord of the worlds, thou art ours, who art born a child of our time, easy of access to us, O merciful. If we take any hold upon God in our prayer, it is by thy grace alone. Since all thy austerities were practiced for us, how great was thy sacrifice, freely choosing thy birth in this prison, our irony, to unchain us and set us free. Perfect, whom lust could not taint, nor passion nor gold draw near. O Master of all who renounce, fill our hearts full of love for thee. Thou hast finished with fear and with doubt, standing firm in the vision of God, refuge to all who have cast fame, fortune, and friends away. Without question thou settest us, and the world they see in its wrath seems shrunk to the puddle that fills a footprint in the clay. Speech cannot hold thee, nor mind, yet without thee we think not, nor speak. Lord, who art partial to none, we are equal before thy sight. Take away of our pain, we salute thee, though we are blind. Come to the heart's black cave, illumine the light of the light.
Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharma sarupine avatara varishthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Today is a wonderful day, very auspicious. Swami Sharadanandaji Maharaj, Sharat Chandra Chakravarti, was born on this day. Day means Tithi. So, we will read a few sentences and incidents from his life. God lived with them, Swami Chetananandaji's. Sharat was born on 23rd December 1865. His father's name was Girish Chandra Chakravarti and mother Nilmani Devi. They both are very devout Hindu Brahmin family, and Sharat got much. Sharat and Shashi, they were cousin brothers. From the family background, they got from the very childhood, spiritually inclined. So this father, mother of parents of Sharat also was very pious and devoted, and he was born in Calcutta, Amherst Street. Sri Ramakrishna once said on 23rd December 1885, Sharat and Shashi, about them, he said, in a vision, I saw that Shashi and Sharat had been among the followers of Christ. Sri Ramakrishna had this vision, and both of them are very fond of Bible. And in the schools and colleges also, Sharat in those days, Bible reading was a compulsory class. And Sharat was very fond of Bible, and his principal, first in Albert School, then Hare School, then in St. Xavier's College, everywhere he showed his love for Bible's teachings and love for Jesus, Jesus' ideal of renunciation and love and service. So it impressed his teachers, Bible teachers, and the principal. Pointing to his foremost disciple, Peter, Christ said, upon this rock I will build my church. Later on, Peter's unshakable faith, indomitable energy, and unflinching love for his Lord gave a tremendous impetus to early Christianity. Just as Peter supported the early Christian church, Sharat carried the heavy responsibility of the young Ramakrishna movement for over 30 years. Sharat was completely unaware of his future role when one day at Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna sat upon his lap in an ecstatic mood and later explained to the curious devotees, quote, I was testing how much weight he could bear, because whoever will have the position of the General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission for nearly 30 years, and that also in the very beginning, how much he has to adjust with the members of the Holy Order, both monastic and also there are devotees. So Master, long back, he predicted all these things. Sharat Chandra Chakravarti was born in Calcutta at 6:32 p.m. on Saturday, 23rd December 1865. And when Sharat came to know about Sri Ramakrishna from one of their friends in October 1883, Kali Prasad, a mutual friend of Shashi and Sharat, read Keshav Chandra Sen's article about Sri Ramakrishna in the Indian Mirror. He suggested to his friends that they all visit the saint of Dakshineshwar. All agreed. One afternoon, the group of boys arrived at Dakshineshwar and found the master seated on his small coach. He received them all with a smile and asked them to sit on the mat. He then asked their names and where they lived, and was pleased to learn that they belonged to Keshav's Brahmo Samaj. Keshav Chandra Sen, although he was founder of Navavedanta Brahmo Samaj and very prominent Brahmo leader and speaker, but he was the first one to publicly write about Sri Ramakrishna in his paper. Two papers are there, Indian Mirror and Modern Review, that Sri Ramakrishna in the modern world, I do not know anyone who has the same spiritual caliber and capacity, and he is a very precious gem. His body should be kept in a casket as we keep very precious ornaments and other things in a casket so that it remains safe and okay. So this Keshav Chandra Sen, they were going to their master, said, "Oh, you are already members of the Brahmo Samaj, very good." Young educated people in those days, they used to attend Keshav Chandra Sen's services and got inspiration for a better, good life, ethical, moral life, and not following so-called superstitious many practices just which were prevalent in those days in the name of Hinduism. So Sri Ramakrishna was very happy. At the first sight, Sri Ramakrishna recognized Sharat and Shashi as his own. Sensing their spirit of renunciation, the master said, "Bricks and tiles, if burnt with the trademark of them on them, retain those marks forever. Similarly, you should enter the world after advancing a little in the path of spirituality." So one day, Master was there and Master asked them to read from that book. And this passage from that book was Christ's opinion of marriage. And I quote, For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb. There are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men, and there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that is able to receive it, let him receive. The master then asked him to read St. Paul, and quote, I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. So somebody was asking then, sir, is it wrong to marry? Is it against the will of God? So, do you mean to say, sir, that marriage is against the will of God? And how can His creation go on if people cease to marry? Sri Ramakrishna smiled and said, don't worry about that. Those who wish to marry are at perfect liberty to do so. What I said just now was between ourselves. I speak on what I have got to say. You take as much of it as you like and no more. So, Sri Ramakrishna, from the very beginning, just impressed upon these young boys, Shashi and Sharat, and reading from the Bible, asking them read from there to inspire them, encourage them for the life of renunciation. And Sharat started coming to Dakshineshwar and spent more time. One day at Dakshineshwar, the master was praising Ganesha, the god of success, for his great filial love and absolute purity of heart. Sharat was present in the audience. He said at once, Sir, I like the character of Ganesha very much. He is my ideal. No, the master immediately corrected him and said, Ganesha is not your ideal. Your ideal is Shiva. In you lie dormant the attribute of Shiva. Always think of yourself as Shiva and me as your Shakti, power. I am the ultimate repository of all your powers. It is amazing how this mystical utterance of the Master was fulfilled later in Sharat's life. So long before, Master said all these things when they were young and first time coming to Sri Ramakrishna and showing their interest in spiritual life for God realization. And Sharat was tremendously attracted to the Master. Not only did he visit Ramakrishna regularly, but he also began to stay at night at Dakshineshwar in order to practice spiritual disciplines under his guidance. The Master would awaken his young disciples at midnight and send them to different spots in the temple garden. Once Sharat could not concentrate and reported it to the Master. Immediately the Master pressed his index finger in between Sharat's eyebrows, and his mind became calm like the flame of a lamp in a wild, windless place. Nivato Nishkampo, Deepo Shikhavat, in the scripture, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it is there. The mind during meditation, it should be like that flame of lamp, will not be disturbed, no flickering, no movement, completely. So, like that. Sri Ramakrishna blessed him how to meditate with completely being absorbed on the object of meditation. One day, Master was telling, these boys are good. This boy has passed 1.5 examinations. Sharat was preparing for his first arts examination, and he has already passed the entrance. So it was to Master a 1.5 examination. So he is polite and calm. But I have not seen another boy like Narendra. Now one day he was praising about Narendra in front of Sharat. Sharat did not know who Narendra was. He is as efficient in music, about Narendra Master was praising in front of Sharat Shoshi. He is as efficient in music, vocal and instrumental as in the acquisition of knowledge. In conversation as well as in religious matters, he loses normal consciousness in meditation for whole nights. My Narendra is a coin with no alloy whatsoever. Toss it off and you hear the truest sound. He goes to the Brahmo Samaj also and sings devotional songs there. But he is not like other Brahmos. He is a true knower of Brahman. He sees light when he sits for meditation. Is it for nothing that I love Narendra so much? So, Sharat was thinking, Sri Ramakrishna is praising that boy, young boy, Narendra. I love Narendra so much. Do you think, is it unnecessarily? So, who is this Narendra? And Master also said, oh, you are also from Calcutta. Where Narendra stays? Narendra stays in Shimla Street. His father is Vishwanath Datta, very famous attorney. So go and meet. He is very good. So Sharat got inspiration and also desire, interest to see Narendra, about whom Sri Ramakrishna was praising. And one day they met and they got very friendly. And Narendra's influence on Sharat was very much. Narendra himself said that Master has given me the charge of charge of Sharat, so that his spiritual life can be awakened. And now I find that Master passed away at that time. Now I find that Sharat is very restless for realization of God, and everything is being ready for him. So Narendra also said in this way. Sri Ramakrishna kept a vigilant eye on his disciples. Observing Sharat's spirit of non-attachment, the Master asked him, whom do you love most of all? Well, sir, answered Sharat, I don't think I love anyone. At this, the Master indignantly said, oh, what a dry rascal. Fall either into one pit or the other, into the pit of filth or into the pit of gold. But who is foolish enough to want to fall into the pit of filth? If one has love in one's heart for one's fellow beings, one can easily divert it towards God. Once the master sang a Brahmo song to Sharat and told him, assimilate any one of these ideas. I am singing this song and you will reach the goal. The song runs as follows, very important song. Thou art my all in all, O Lord, the life of my life, the essence of essence. In the three worlds I have none else but Thee to call my own. Thou art my peace, my joy, my hope. Thou my support, my wealth, my glory. Thou my wisdom and my strength. Thou art my home, my place of rest, my dearest friend, my next of kin. My present and my future, Thou, my heaven and my salvation. Thou art my scriptures, my commandments. Thou art my ever-gracious Guru. Thou, the spring of my boundless bliss. Thou art the way and Thou, the goal. Thou, the adorable one, O Lord. Thou art the mother tender-hearted. Thou, the chastising Father. Thou, the creator and protector. Thou, the helpsman who dost steer my craft across the sea of life. So Sri Ramakrishna chanting, singing these songs and inspiring Sharat, if you can take up any one idea, any of these ideas, your life will be fulfilled and you will reach the goal. In 1885, Sharat passed the first arts examination. His father wanted him to study medicine. They had this medicine business. His father was a well-off man, so he wanted, if the son becomes a doctor, then it will be good. His business will flourish more and family will earn much money. And Sharat was very intelligent in his studies also. His father wanted him to study medicine so he could work with him at his pharmacy. Although Sharat had no interest in becoming a doctor or a pharmacist, he took Narendra's advice and enrolled in Calcutta Medical College. Sharat knew that the master would not accept food from the hands of lawyers or doctors. Moreover, the master was very fond of Sharat's sister's cooking, and Sharat would carry the food she prepared for him to Dakshineshwar. When the master learned about Sharat's admission to the medical college, he said clearly, quote, if you become a doctor, I shall not be able to eat food from your hand. Sharat was in a dilemma, but the ever-gracious master removed it shortly afterwards. So, master actually, the master said, because in those days, these doctors, physicians, they used to charge too much money from the poor people for their treatment, whether he or she is able to give or not give. No, you give money first, then I will treat. So master could not bear. It is not good to squeeze the money from the poor people. You are enough you have got, and the vow you take that you will serve people, and you do the opposite after becoming a physician. And lawyers also, you know that he is a culprit, and with your arguments and other things, you make him free. The person who doesn't do any wrong, he enters into the prison, and the one, because of they have money. So master did not like the wrongdoers in the field of medicine and law. So all should not take in that way, master said. So now master's last days were coming. Sharat used to stay there with masters and do seva, and day and night they served Sri Ramakrishna when he was in Kashipur and also in Shampu Kurbati. And Sharat and many others, their service to master was unique, excellent. They gave their whole body, mind, everything, day and night. They used to serve Sri Ramakrishna. And after master's passing away, Sharat, along with Narendranath, they all went to total 9. Sharat and other 8 brothers went to Atpur, and on Christmas Eve, 1886, they were doing japa meditation, and Narendranath inspired them, how long you will remain for your studies, completion of study and all these things. Now it is time, we have given word to Master that we will take the vow of renunciation. Today is wonderful day. Then he quoted profusely from Bible and Jesus' inspiring life of renunciation. Then afterwards they found that it was Christmas Eve, and all took the vow that yes, at the earliest we will formally, ritualistic way, formally we will take the life of, accept the life of monasticism, monks, and through Virajaho, next month they all became formal monks, although they were given girvas by Sri Ramakrishna himself. Now, Swami Vivekananda, when he came to America, he found that he needs some assistant in America and work in England. So he requested that the best will be, many letters he was sending to the brothers, please come on to help me here. Many centers are there, devotees are there. They are like Master's ideology, Master's life, Master's teaching. It is not possible for me alone to do all these works. You come. Master is our ideal. Master asked everyone to give up your life. Why you want to stay only in India? Don't you feel for the people of Europe and America who are really very good devotees? Come, come. So nobody was ready to come and living their life of renunciation and japa meditation. These Western countries, they will not understand our life of renunciation, so they were not happy to come. Finally, when Narendranath requested, and he agreed, Sharat agreed, and Sharat came and served Europe and American devotees here for 2 years, from 1896 to 1898, because 1898, when Swami Vivekananda went back from America, again he needed the help of Sharat Chandra to become the General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission, because according to Vivekananda, Sharat was the first best one to preach Vedantic ideas and Sri Ramakrishna's Catholic teachings in this West. Again, he thought that, come back, you will be the best person to hold the post of General Secretary. So he went back to India again after 2 years of his preaching in the West, Europe and America, and he was General Secretary for nearly 3 decades. And after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, he travelled many places, and Gaya, Kashi, Vrindavan, did tapasya in many places. Now time is not there, I have to finish. His life was a blazing one, a real karma-yogi, a jnana-yogi, an ideal life of a monk. And in the Gita, 2nd chapter, we find how a sthitadi man, a man of steady wisdom, live the life. We find in Sharat Chandra's, this Sharadananda's life, that Dukeshu anudvigna chitta sukeshu vigata spriha vita raga bhaya krodha sthita dirmani ruchyate. Never ever getting part out, happiness, joy, this, that, no attachment, no detachment, and living a wonderful life, setting very blazing example, living example before the eyes of the young monastic members, monks, so that they also can live such a wonderful life. And his wonderful another work was Lila Prasanga, writing the Lila Prasanga. Even Narendranath, Swami Vivekananda did not dare to write the life of Sri Ramakrishna. No, I could not understand Sri Ramakrishna's life, I will not write. So finally, this Saradananda took up the matters, and gradually, from his birth to his last day, he giving scriptural explanation of his every action and teaching, comparing with other avatars also. He wrote a wonderful biography of Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna Lila Prasanga in Bengali, which is translated in English. The Divine Life, Sri Ramakrishna and his Divine Life, and this Sri Ramakrishna, the Great Master. Other several things he achieved in this life for the good of the humanity and for the devotees. Holy Mother's, taking care of Holy Mother, and when Holy Mother passed away in 1920, he, within 1 year, he constructed Belur Math, new building, new temple was not constructed at that time. Swamiji's temple was not constructed, but Holy Mother's temple, he labored too much for that, and within 1 year, he made where Holy Mother was cremated in the mott premises there. And he said the Shakti Pitas, 51 organs of Devi are spread all over in India and other places, and those are called Shakti Pitas, the seat of the Shakti, Divine Mother. Here in Belur Math, the whole body is there. So try to understand the spiritual vibration of this place. So that is one in 1921. Another thing, Jairambati, Holy Mother's birthplace, there also he constructed one temple of Holy Mother in 1923. And he took over the charge of Bengali monthly magazine, Udbodhan, when Swami Trigunatitanandaji left for United States. He took over and became the editor of Udbodhan. So writing for the Udbodhan, writing the biography of Sri Ramakrishna Lila Prasango, writing articles for here and there, and doing the job of the General Secretary of the whole Ramakrishna Math and Mission, and taking care of Holy Mother, wonderful life, and everything he was doing in Calcutta. Those who have gone visited Mother's Bagbajar house, there it is. Always people are coming to see Mother, but he is there writing, then mind is completely absorbed whatever he is writing about Master's life. So this is an exemplary life that he lived. He's helped Sister Nivedita also for her school, Sister Nivedita school. And when he started giving Diksha, his disciples said, we find Holy Mother is no more, but we find Holy Mother in Sharadanandaji. He is like the mother to us. So it's like that. Last days, just 2 minutes and I finish. His health deteriorated and Sharadananda's condition was rapidly deteriorating, and he had a temperature of 105 degrees. The doctors lost all hope and indicated that the final moment was imminent. Friday, 19th August 1927 was the birth anniversary of Sri Krishna. About 1 a.m., the monks began to chant Hari Om Ramakrishna. At 2:34 a.m., Swami Sharadananda, the great yogi and the beloved disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, breathed his last. At that very moment in Belur Math, Shivananda heard the familiar and sweet voice of Sharadananda. Quote, Tarokda, I am going to Kashi. Shivananda's name, pre-monastic name was Tarok. So I am going to Kashi, Varanasi. At that time he was in Belur Math, Swami Shivanandaji, and Sharadanandaji gave up his body at Udbodhan, nearly 8 kilometers away. And Shivanandaji, you are hearing, Sharadananda was telling Tarokda, I am going to Kashi, Banaras. At noon, Sharadananda's remains were taken from Calcutta to Belur Math and cremated there. Life inspires life. Swami Sharadananda led a pure, serene, dedicated and harmonious life, a source of inspiration for future generations. Swami Nikhilananda wrote in his reminiscences, quote, whenever I think of Swami Sharadananda, I remember the following verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Not the desirer of desires attains peace, but he into whom all desires enter, as the waters enter the ocean, which is full to the brim and grounded in stillness. Apurjamanam achalak pratishtam sashantim apnoti no kamukami. That wonderful mantra from the Gita, 2nd chapter, 70th mantra. In his early days, Sri Ramakrishna, in his early days with Sri Ramakrishna, the young Sharat asked a blessing that he might see God in everything. The Master blessed him, saying, yes, you will attain it. The following incident indicates how that blessing was fulfilled towards the end of his life. End quote. One of the devotees who was nurtured by Swami Sharadananda's loving care, one day remarked, Swami, why do you love us so much? Swami Sharadananda did not say anything. After a few days, when that devotee came to Udbodhan, the Swami said, a few days ago, I went to Belur Math and I prostrated before Sri Ramakrishna. The master appeared before me and said, quote, you love all because you find me in all. Unquote. That is the answer I would like to give today. So, Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.